People are always asking me how I had the courage to move to a different country by myself. And to be honest with you, I'm crazy. I'm bonkers bananas off my rocker. Like, I wish I could tell you it was something special, but like, I am absolutely delusional. I am crazy enough to believe that whatever it is that I want, life wants for me too. And that's exactly how I moved here. I was on my third day here on vacation where I called my dad, who is my support system, close to my dad, and I told him, hey, I'm going to live here. I don't know why or what it is, but something in me is telling me that I need to be here and I need to live my life here. And I'm just letting you know now so you can start getting used to the idea that, I'm gonna move here. Of course, my dad was like, what are you talking about? You are crazy. Like, enjoy your break there. And when you come back, we can talk about it. I imagine that in his mind, he was like, girl, this girl's gonna forget about it once it gets to like week two and she's like, I wanna go home. But no, I am crazy. I'm stubborn. And when I know I want something, I know I'm going to get it. And that's exactly how I ended up here. I have had this like really strong knowing, this really strong intuition about a few things in my life, whether it's been relationships, whether it's been moving here, whether it's been about jobs or like life changes. There's something within me that tells me that this is meant for me. And no matter what's going to happen, I know that I'm going to make this happen. And that's how being here happened for me. I attribute this a lot to having a strong self concept, which is like a confidence in myself and like a belief that tells the universe that and tells life that whatever I believe and I think I'm worthy of is going to happen. And you can believe that you are worthy of all any desires. If you believe that you are worthy of making $1,000 a day, life, universe, whatever is going to say yes. Yes, you inherently believe that you are worthy of making $1,000, then we can make this happen. If you are believing and you really believe that you are only worthy of making $10 a day, life will say yes. You are constantly telling the world, the universe, life, what exactly it is that your desires are and what you think you are worthy of. And life is always going to say yes. If you believe that life, or for example, if you believe that being in a relationship is hard, life is going to give you examples backing up that belief. It's going to give you difficult relationships. It's going to make it difficult for you to meet people. It's going to put you in situations where like you are constantly proving that belief to be true. If you believe that making money is easy, if you believe making, finding a job or like doing these hard things is easy, life would be saying, yes, girl, like you believe this to be true, then yes, we're going to make this belief, we're going to back it up, and we're going to keep showing you proof that this is true. You can have different beliefs and different self concepts for different areas of life. Like, it is absolutely possible to believe that you are absolutely a moneymaker, but you are a loser when it comes to love. You can believe that you are amazing at finding love, and you can believe that you are, really bad at taking leaps of faith in the directions of the things that you want in life. It's all possible, and you're constantly making that reality happen for you. You can absolutely change the way that you see yourself in life. Like, you can absolutely change your self concept. And it all starts with telling yourself a new story. If you've always had bad luck in love and it hasn't worked out, then you can start changing that story. You can just start telling yourself, like, no, this isn't true. Like, I've always been lucky in love. Like, revise that story. Like, who's going to tell you otherwise? The person that's constantly living in your brain and hearing those stories is you. So, like, why not just change it? Yeah, I'm not going to say it's easy. Sometimes it's really, really hard, especially when it's a belief that you've had for a long time, a belief that is absolutely difficult to change. If people can make it out of the mud all the time, why can't you just change that belief and say that you can too? You can change your belief for the better, you can change your belief for the worse. Like, I had a moment where I had a really bad self-concept and I changed my whole belief system. Like, I went from being a person who constantly pursued their joy. Like, if there was one thing about me that anyone and everyone knew, is that I'm always having fun, I'm always laughing, I'm always a super vivacious person. I was always constantly pursuing things that made me happy and that made me laugh and that always made me feel so much joy. And from going from that and then having like these life experiences where like it knocked me down a few pegs, And in immediately changing that self concept where I was like, this isn't the person that I am anymore, and going to the worst depression of my life, and inherently believing that, like, maybe I was worth this really bad situation that I put myself in, because I started, taking leaps of faith that maybe I shouldn't have. Like, I started doubting who I was and what I knew for sure, for certain to be true about myself. And that led me down a really bad path. Like, I was unable to get out of bed and do like basic life things. I found it super impossible to even go to the restroom. Like, I was dying to go pee and I just couldn't get out of bed. And it was literally because I somehow managed to convince myself that I was this person who didn't deserve to just do basic life things. In the same way that I changed that self concept and told myself, like, this isn't who I am, this isn't true, this isn't the person that I've been, I started slowly changing that. I started getting out of bed, I started getting ready, I started doing things that made me happy. I started pursuing other things that proved my old self concept to be true. Like, if I could do big scary things by myself, why can't I just do this one little thing that I think isn't that scary, but somehow convince myself that is difficult? And I did it. And then slowly I went from just being this sad little panda to being to evolving back into the person that I am before I got sad. And even if it's not the exact same person, it's like a better version of the old version of myself. If I'm a person that can pick up and move, thousands of miles away, then I can do other things. Life has constantly shown me that I am a person who is resilient, who is brave, who somehow is crazy enough to believe in myself, enough to believe that things are going to happen in my greater good and for the highest good of myself. So I just started telling myself that story again. I traveled by myself to Thailand and I made that happen. I went to Cambodia by myself. So why can't I do this? Or like, just constantly showing that life has always shown me otherwise. So why can't this be a different story? So it is absolutely possible to change your story. You just start telling yourself a new story about yourself. You just tell yourself, well, maybe yesterday I was a person who did XYZ. Well, now I'm the person who does XYZ. I am no longer a person who thinks like this. And you make the choice. And it's difficult to say, yeah, you make the choice, but like, you're constantly making choices. You're constantly making decisions, whether it's to take a left or to take a right. If you've always taken a left and it's led you down a path that you don't want to be going down, then you take a right. And then you start exploring that new path and start seeing that new life. It is absolutely possible. And if it's possible for me to do these things that at one point felt so grand and so big and so crazy, I believe that it's possible for you to do whatever it is that you desire. And there are many different ways that you can rewire and reprogram your mind to start affirming this new story about yourself. Whether it's, catching yourself in that loop and then telling yourself, no, like, this isn't true anymore. Like, I'm not this person and I don't want to live this life. So, like, say for instance, it's like people telling you your hair is brown. My hair is not brown right now. Like, my hair is red. So I'm just gonna tell myself, like, no, that's not true. At one point I had brown hair, but now I have red hair. And I am now the person who has red hair. I'm now the person that has red hair, and people with red hair have to do all these things, and not the person that has brown hair. So that's the story that I'm sticking to, and that's the new version of myself, and that's the new version of myself is the version that I want to be. I'm no longer the brown haired version of myself. So it's possible. So when people ask me how it is that I did all these crazy things, it's literally because I was delusional enough to believe that it was true. And I started telling myself this new story, and I believed myself enough to be able to make it happen and to trust that because I have given the universe, given life these instructions about myself, that it constantly kept proving me right. So if the life that you're living is not the life that you want to be proven right about, then give the universe, give life new instructions and tell it, okay, well, now I'm the person who does this. And universe, life show me that it's true. And I know it's possible because you've shown me in the past that these other things are possible for me. And those other things are true about me too. So That's basically how I did it. That's how I ended up in Europe and being crazy enough to believe in myself to know that this was going to happen and it was going to be true and it was going to work out in my favor. And even though I did go through a little bit of obstacles, like I know now that I have always been taken care of and I always will be taken care of. So life will keep proving me the ways that I'm being taken care of because this is like the agreement that we have with each other. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you're into life abroad or just like life things in general. And we'll continue the conversation there. I will talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.